Hey everyone, Nick from Pioneer Chrysler, and I know I'm a little late on the ball, but today I'm going to do a quick walk around on a 2019 Ram 1500 Limited, show you some of the stuff that sets it apart, and some of the other cool features that you may have seen in a couple of my other videos before. But let's get to it. So I'm going to start actually today with the key. So you can see it says Ram Limited on it, even though it's not focusing very well. Other than that, on the key as well, you have your lock and unlock, your tailgate lowering, which you just hit twice, and also you'll see on here, again if this would focus a little better, you can actually lower the vehicle on your key. So what that means is the Limiteds actually, in previous generations of Ram, they have had air ride suspension, but for the 2019s they're only putting it in the Limiteds so far. So this one actually does have air ride suspension, and you can lower it just by hitting the key twice on the key fob. So you'll see right now it is actually lowering. I'll cut back to it when it's as low as it'll go. So after about 15 seconds of lowering, you can see it is way lower than it was before. So this is called the entry exit mode. So that's basically for getting in the vehicle. It helps the people out, as well as having the active running boards. Makes it super simple. You're nice and low to the ground. You only have maybe half a foot there. Step up and then get on in. Other than having your air suspension, the other differences are the headlights actually on the Limited. They are different than the other models, and the front grille as well kind of has I'm not sure what exactly you would call it, but it has the little bit of chrome in there, sets it apart for sure. As well as, just like on previous Ram models, you have a different wheel option specific just to the Limiteds. So couple outside notable features that do set it apart from other Rams, but the biggest thing I would say is definitely the air suspension. You can see how low it is. Apart from that, going into the engine, it does have the 5.7 Hemi. You'll notice this one actually has a K&N air filter on it, as well as this model has an aftermarket exhaust. So there are different aftermarket options for this vehicle already, which is awesome. This one does not have the e-torque system like some are coming available with now. They're a little bit harder to find, but that's just another option that'll be available in the Limited. We have had one with the e-torque already, and they're going super fast because of how rare they are. So really quickly here, I'm just going to show you a few things that set the Limited apart from the other Rams. So obviously you have this kind of, it's not exactly a wood grain, but this design on the steering wheel that carries along to the side panels, the center console, and then also your glove box compartment over there with the big Limited logo. You also have Limited in the middle here, as well as this little embroidery stitching, I suppose, which carries onto the side of the door as well. In the back, what sets the Limited apart is you can have reclinable seats back there, as well as heated and ventilated seats for the rear passengers, which is awesome. Going into the middle a little bit, it does have the park for yourself feature, so it'll park itself, parallel park, reverse stall park, the lane departure warnings, which are standard. The blind spot monitoring is standard as well. Coming down here, you have all of your toggles like before. So as I talked about before, your air ride suspension is just a toggle to go up and down. Same with your tow haul, your trailer brake, and your parking sensors. So obviously the other big thing is your big 12-inch screen, which is standard as well, which I will do a quick little walkthrough now of the 12-inch screen. Even though I've done it in another video, I'll just do a quick recap. So nice and quick. On the bottom, that's all the important stuff. They kind of set it up like a computer almost. You have all the stuff that you'd usually be using on the bottom, between your media, which is the radio, which I have on now. You have your navigation, huge navigation screen that you can program however you want. Seat controls, heated seats, ventilated seats, 3-stage, not just dual stage like previous models, as well as your heated steering wheel. You have your deployable side steps, which I showed you earlier. The backup camera you can go to if you ever want to have the backup camera on. Going back over to your apps, that's where all the important stuff is. You have everything that you'd want on here. You can drag and drop actually to put on the bottom. So say instead of wanting your backup camera as a button, you want your heated steering wheel, you can just drag and drop it onto the bottom there. Climate, you have your dual climate controls for the 2 front passengers. phone, connect your phone obviously, Bluetooth, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, all that kind of fun stuff. And then the other button is up on the top here, this little home looking button. You can actually split it up into two screens. So say you want your media on the top to control your radio, but then you also like being able to control your climate on the bottom. You can split the screen up and have best of both worlds. That's the awesome part about having a 12-inch screen, is you can have two huge screens within the 12-inch screen. So that's the quick little walk around of the 12-inch screen that is standard in the Limited. Well everyone, this has been Nick at Pioneer Chrysler Jeep with a super quick walk around of the Limited. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, or if you want a little bit of a in-depth walk around with me, feel free to come into Pioneer Chrysler Jeep or give me a call, and I'll see you in the next video.